Tennessee Black Clergy Caucus marched on the legislature last year for Moral Monday, demanding new laws to limit gun access. They did it not because they wanted to march for their own sins or for the sins of others, but because they believe that if we make these laws, life here is going to be better. That is their view of Moral Monday. You know what that's called? Pharisee. Jesus had the exact same mindset when he served thousands of years ago. People that had control of the legislature, so to speak, and were able to make all these different laws. If we just make this most legislative, moral, pious society, it's going to be great. And yet we see in the scriptures what happened. Pharisees allowed themselves to be emptied, to be rotten cores inside, whitewashed walls that really weren't something great, that they were empty inside of true faith. That instead they would preen their fake righteousness. Oh, look at me, I'm so great. Smile for the camera. Instead of confessing my own sins and growing in my own faith. Now, whether you agree with their version of political activism or not is really not the point of this video. The point is that even pastors, and especially all of us, can decide it's easier to tell other people what to do. It's easier to make rules to fix them than to look in the mirror, open my Bible, and confess my sins. Pharisees have been doing that for thousands of years. A little Pharisee in my heart wants to do that too. Psalm 145. They will speak of your glorious splendor, of your majesty, and I will meditate on your wonderful works. That's what we need. Not more laws, more meditation on God's wonderful works, more time in speaking of his glorious, of his majesty. Laws are helpful. I'm not saying we don't need laws. I'm not antinomian. But there is something about meditating on the gospel comfort of Jesus Christ, our Savior. Because if you believe that your political activism and your religious adherence somehow can be mixed to make a perfect world, that's Pharisees. And it didn't work, and it hasn't worked, and it won't work. The gospel changes hearts and lives. Meditating on the wonderful works of Jesus change hearts and lives. Not marching and taking pictures and telling others to change. No, change starts with me.